Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I Never Told You, production of iHeartRadio. And welcome to another edition of Happy Hour. As always with these, if you're choosing to drink or whatever you're choosing to do during a happy hour time, relaxation time, please do so responsibly. Samantha, are you sipping on anything?
I'm keeping with my bubble water.
All right.
Because I have had a lot of coffee, but yet my eyes are still sleepy.
Happens sometimes. Well, I am drinking red wine, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is actually interesting that this happened. But I was telling Samantha I had a panic attack this morning, and we are going to very briefly be talking about The Last of Us. But I talked about how when the first season came out, I was having a lot of issues with like panic and anxiety. So I don't know if that's related, but here's another data point, and the next data point will be 2 years from now, I guess, for season 3.
Wait, is that confirmed? That's going to be 2 years from now, or are you just assuming?
I'm just assuming because it took 2 years between 1 and 2, and I think 3 is going to be longer than 1. So, well, we'll see. Whatever. But we're not really doing any spoilers or anything about it, but I thought it would be fun to do a mirror of the episode I did on excitement or of anticipating something, because we had that happy hour where I was talking about, like, you know, the moment before I almost love more than the whole thing is because it can be anything I want it to be, and it's so exciting for me. And so today we're kind of talking about the like after. And I just want to say I feel fine. It's okay. But it is kind of like coming down because I've been so excited, and every week I'm trying to think of like, what will they do and how will they do this and what will it look like, and you know, and hanging out with you and our friends and talking about it and getting, it's so fun. It was something to look forward to. And I just love sharing stuff like that with people. And even like people I don't see who are texting me. It was just a really, it gives me like a jazz almost. Like it makes me so
a little bit of a high.
Yeah. And I just like talking about it. And so then you get to the end and it's over. And especially if people haven't played the game and you're like, oh no, I can't talk about what's to come. And I know you're mad, but I need you to like bear with me here. But it is, I've always been like this. This is not a new thing. It's just not a Last of Us specific thing. Even when I was a kid, like the day after a thing, I would just be in a funk. I'm like, oh, well, that's over.
Oh no, what do I do now?
Yeah. And especially because if it does take 2 years, how old am I going to be when this ends? And I need people to know how it ends so I could just talk about it at my heart's content.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I've a lot of friends have contacted me and said they feel the same way. Downtrodden is a word I've gotten a lot.
What a great word.
Yeah. And it's kind of, I'm very excited I want to do a whole watch through. And now that it's all out, maybe I'll play the game again. Like there's things I'm excited about.
Right.
And there's no absence of that in my friends either who've communicated that to me. But it's just sort of, you know, well, then it's done. All that anticipation, all that excitement I was feeling before, now it's gone.
I was going to say, with this specific series, it was so short.
Mm-hmm.
It was so short. And then I had I went away for 1 week. So making like a thing that was usually you would think it would be more, all of a sudden it was over.
Mm-hmm.
It feels even more like shocking.
Yeah. And it's a shocking ending. But I used to be this way about, when you play a game, not all games, but games like The Last of Us, games that are kind of RPGs or longer, you put a lot of time and emotion sometimes into that game. And no matter like how much you love it, you get to the end and it's over. Right. And then you watch the credits and I get so sad. And because I just put in all that time and it's over. And so The Last of Us 2, I'll just like let the credits roll on the game. And then I get to the opening screen and I just stare at it sadly.
I've seen this.
I'm so sad.
I've seen this. I've witnessed this. I've also witnessed the moment that you just start yelling Joel.
Yeah.
Really loudly during this scene.
These are all real things.
These are I have witnessed these.
Samantha can attest. Yeah.
Crying in pie in front of that scene.
Oh yeah. One time I had a plate of cheese. At the end, I got to the end credits, so I was just crying, eating this cheese. Sometimes I'll just put it on because it's actually kind of a soothing credits menu scene.
Right. Well, definitely when we prep to do these episodes, I find different scenes that people have used to make like music, 10-hour long.
Yeah.
Music too. Not music too. Just I guess like. Ambient. Sensory, ambient music thing, and I played that, and I think one of them is The Window, which
if you know, you know. For the first one, yeah.
And then I think the boat, and I bought you a sticker with that boat scene, I believe, because I know you love it so much.
I do love it, but it's like you get to the end and you're like listening to water, and you just feel so afloat. But I used to do this with other games. Alone? I thought it's like a real sadness in my heart that aches. It's like
so when series ends, like Supernatural, which the ending as a whole debacle in itself, but you do feel a little empty.
Yeah, it's an emptiness. And it is something where even games that don't end, the game doesn't even have to be sad. Like Kingdom Hearts, that end credit scene, I would just listen to the music and be like, well, that's it.
That's a thing. Okay.
So it has nothing to do with my like love or I love all these things I'm talking about, but it's just, I think it's the coming down of all the excitement I had before. And then when you get to the end, you're like, all right. And I actually am someone who loves a good, like it's over. I think probably one of the reasons this is a tough one is because there's season 3 and I don't know when it'll come out. But still, I do think video games are interesting because you put so much like actual play time into it. And I'll be like, oh, well, that's that. Okay. I can't change the ending of whatever that was. And I put in 30 hours to like way more. But all this being said, I loved it and I had a great time and I look forward to it again. It's just kind of a funny like thing I know about myself is I have this.
Yeah, the up and the down and the up and the down and the anticipation.
Yeah. Well, listeners, please write in if you feel like you can connect to any of what I'm talking about. You can email us at hello@stuffinevertoldyou.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at Mom's Stuff Podcast or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff I Never Told You. We're also on YouTube. We have a TeePublic store and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christina, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff I Never Told You is a production by iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.